Hey besties, welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Simplycoya, and if this is your first time here, welcome to the channel. If you like what you see here, don't hesitate to subscribe to the channel and like the video if you want to see more videos like this. And we are back with part 2 of my CAS Mods Ultimate Beginners type guide, and I will be walking you guys through what I do in terms of skin details. So in the last episode, we were here with this sim. I named her Zara because I didn't get any suggestions down in the comments, so her name is Zara, and this is the base that we came up with all of the presets that I have in my game currently, and I will have the file that I use linked down below. I did make some updates to it to hopefully not only make it look just a little more aesthetic, but also because I hopefully made it a bit more organized in a way as well. And you can always go ahead and save a copy or just bookmark the copy that I'm working in, because it will be a live update, so I'll be constantly updating it as we progress through this. Okay, so I'm not going to talk too much here. We went through so much in the first video, so this one is probably not going to be as long, but it's definitely going to go through the skin details and things that I find most important while we continue building this sim. And then also the male sim, I think I named him Cameron. Yeah, I did. So Zara and Cameron are our candidates for this create a sim video, and we're gonna go ahead and jump right into it. She does look good on her own, but this is probably my favorite part because skin details, I feel like, is really where your sims come to life. Like, she's looking like an individual queen right now, especially from where we began, but skin details are going to take her to an insanely new level. And if you use skin details, if you are a custom content girly, then you already know, but for any beginners out there, I highly recommend having a little bit fun with skin details. So this one is a face mask only. It's an overlay. It only manipulates a little bit of your sim's face. So there are differences between overlays. It accentuates a little bit more of her lip shape, her eyes change a little bit, things like that. Or you can go full body, and this is going to enhance the entire body. And there are various different things, like, see, this one has a bit more shadow, this one has a bit more of a nose definition. So there are a ton of different things. These are by Northern Siberian Winds, and honestly, they're probably top tier babes, top tier. Love them. But then we also have Obscurus. This one in particular isn't my favorite. I find I have to go through, yeah, okay, so this one here, like, ooh la 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 la, makes her lips a little darker, adds some shadows to the face. So you just kind of have to click through, because on first jump, I don't love this. This is not my favorite, but if you keep digging through, I definitely think that Obscurus has some really good ones. These are more alpha skins, but I wanted to give them a try and see if I actually like them. These definitely have a lot more realism, a lot more definition to the lips. They are always my favorite, but I think with a couple of other skin details, you can definitely make these work a little bit. But I just wanted to showcase a few more options for you guys. And then thanks to Pinterest, I came along this creator Birdie, and these are definitely more alpha, but they definitely add like a unique look to your sims. And then another one of my favorites is ʟᴜᴜ. Their skin blends and overlays. Ooh, so good. Ooh, we might honestly, oh, I think we're actually going to go, this one is, what is the name of this one? Ocean? Is how you say that? Oh, I like. So just look at that difference. Like, she's already absolutely beautiful. Do not get me wrong. Ooh, but it just gives a little pop. Ooh, it just gives a little bit of love. I love it. I love it. We're going with this one. But I do have others, you know, like I mentioned before, is another one of my faves. I find that their overlays don't do a whole lot in terms of like changing the way your sims look like some of these other ones. This one definitely has like a specific look to it, but it just has a little bit more definition, a little more shadows, contrast, which I think looks really good. But we're going to be going with this one by ʟᴜᴜ. Love, love, love. Right, and then I also have these organizers here by Large Tater Tots, and they just let you know, because you can't override or like overlay skin details. Like, that's just not something that you can do. So having these really helps when you're going through. If I wanted to add this vitiligo, for example, it's going to take off the skin because it overrides with it's in the same category like the forehead crease. So that's just something to note, but I find that these are super helpful. I mentioned them before in my previous video as well, but just wanted to point them out. And then now we're into mouth crease. So either here, it really depends on what I'm going for. I love kind of the subtle, ooh, this is new. This is by Cosmetic, and one of my favorite, absolute favorite creators for makeup. absolutely amazing. Then I really like these Overrides by Northern Siberia ones for lips, but we can do this in another category. I definitely think we're going to be using this for some more definition. I kind of want to go with this subtle contour. I like to add certain details on my Sims, even if it is makeup related, so when they don't have makeup on, they still look absolutely snatched and gathered. But I love how that really defines like her cheekbones. Ooh, do we like that? Maybe a little more subtle. Yeah, there's very ever so slight kind of vibes. I really love it. I think that looks so good. And then now we're going to move on to Freckles. This is probably one of my absolute favorites. I have so many different kinds. I definitely think Peachy Fairy makes some really, really good ones. Chewy Butterfly as well, one of my faves. And then this is a newer one that I just downloaded by Glimmer Sims. I didn't have these before, but yeah, if you want to go like super freckles. Ooh, I really like these. Like, they're like freckles and moles mixed together. Very lovely. Absolutely love. I think for her, these new ones by Cryptic Sims that I downloaded, I'm a huge fan of. Just very simple, super cute. We're gonna go with that. And then let's start playing with some nose overlays. These add a lot of definition to your Sim's nose. They're probably one of my favorite things to do because I really like my Sim's noses to be really defined. Like, just with that alone, you can see the definition. This one's probably one of my absolute favorite. It really, really adds those shadows and I love it so much, but I feel like I use it all the time. Like, look at how cute it makes her nose. I love it. Should we use this one? I think we'll just go with this one here. And especially in game, you'll really be able to see a lot of these things stand out, which is what I love. And then Dimple, this is an opportunity to either add some this adds a little bit more brightness to her under eye, which I really do like. Or these little details by, I think, Okuri. Oh no, these are the Okuri little details. These might be by Nasuri actually. And see, like, it gives some forehead definition, some under eye definition, nose shadows, like all of these, again, little details, they make a huge difference for your Sim. Oh, there's a little butt chin, little shadow, so cute. And then I even have this by Peachy Fairy. You can give your Sims like some pores, like, come on. So good. But again, as a definition, so I'm just gonna go ahead and add like a few little details and we'll kind of walk through it. Instead of me talking through every single category, we will be here for ages.
A few moments later.
Okay, actually I'm back here to talk because I forgot that I added this in by Honori Mux, I think is what it's called. And ooh, just look at that. Okay, so that means, and if this happens, I will just go back up because we did add this. I don't think there's no need to have both. So then we can go ahead and add that lip override. It just adds a cute little detail. Ooh, I'm loving it. She's looking so cute. Oh, see, skin details, presets, all of it. It's so much fun, y'all. I'm telling you, you can spend hours in here. You really can. So this is the lip mole left, and I do sometimes like to add eyelashes. So these are by Twisted Cat. These are really stunning. Like, especially when you add them in skin details because they tend to not conflict really with anything from accessories to glasses. I don't find that they conflict with anything when you add them in skin details, but we are not going to be doing that today. So I definitely think that her nose is, the definition is defining. This is nose bridge. I don't want to do that. All right, so there are so many different ways you can adjust the Sim's nose, and the nose tip by Obscurus, you can already tell, like, when it's adding, like, ooh, like it really adjusts, like you can adjust like how the nostrils, like the definition in the Sim's nostrils. I really love that. Ooh, I think I like this one. Like, it's so subtle, but I feel like it looks so good. And then I'll zoom out and see, do I want to do that? Maybe I don't actually. I feel like zoomed out, I don't love it as much. But we can try this one. This one's really subtle. By Northern Siberia Winds. Yeah, I think this one. Very subtle. Okay, love it. All right, moving on. So now we can get into cheek mole. This is where a lot of the highlights tend to be. Or I even have like this nice, very realistic acne. Oh, love it. So realistic. This nose highlight is probably my favorite. Ooh, but I think when I add, look at that. Look at it. It looks so good. It looks so good. She looks so good. Very minimal things happening, and my girly is looking so good. All right, so for eyelids, I do often like to change the eyelids if I can, just for a little definition. Let's see. And this one changes how deep the eyelid, like the corners on the inner eyelid are defined. I like this one. We're gonna go with that. All right, and then birthmarks. I have a ton of different things here as well. Forehead, chin. I've been really loving to use the chin one lately. It just gives like this subtle defined highlight to the chin, which I really like. Oh, like look at how cute. Or again, we can add birthmarks and different things like that, but I think we're just gonna go with that. Let's check her teeth. Let's give her My Favorite Teeth by Soren. So lovely. Gorgeous. And then there are even more details. So outside of just the skin details that we have here, I have even more in brow, cheek, eye, and mouth details. So many more options. Here I often like to add this Maxis Match highlight. This is by Sims 3 Melancholic. And it just adds more oomph, more highlight to your Sim's face. I tend to use like the more toned down version so that she's not just like too highlighted and looking like full glam, but like, let's be so for real. She's already glammed up, okay? Absolutely stunning. And then I have even more highlights, like these are by Northern Siberia Winds. We're not gonna use that. I don't wanna over highlight our girl, but then there's also ways you can add like a little flush, a little natural blush to the face. I don't think I'm gonna do that either. I've kind of been toning down on the blush in these categories and really using it in others. And then additional highlights if we really want to make her look like an art piece. She just looks like total art right now. I absolutely love it. Or sometimes I like the top lip to be a little bit darker, so I'm probably gonna add this. And then again, more. I often use this lip liner if I really, it's very like overlined, but I love it so much. Like, look at that. Oh, so good. But I think honestly for skin details, I feel like this is a very, very good place to leave it. You can see from before and after how much more defined her look is. She already looks like so perfect, and it's definitely not a very realistic take, but again, this is The Sims. This is where we go to do all of the extra glam, all of the extra things. So this is Zara with a hair on, just to kind of give you a look at how everything came together, and I think she turned out so good. All right, so if you want to see a deep dive into my hair CC collection, you will definitely want to subscribe and turn on notifications so you get a reminder about the next video. So now we're going to go ahead and do Cameron's makeover. Essentially for that one, I'm just going to be going through the process. It might be a little bit of a speed run because a lot of the skin details honestly are pretty similar, but the males do have their own moment and we don't want to neglect our boys. So let's go ahead and give him his makeover. All right, so we are here with Cameron and we are going to go ahead and give him his makeover. He looks good now, but again, the skin details are going to be what brings this boy to life. And there are some specific skin details that are male specific. For some reason, I think if you go into Sims 4 Studio, you can turn off some of these skin details that are specifically for female Sims to show up here, but I don't do that. I just, you know, I don't bother with it. But these Northern Siberia Wind skins for males are definitely my favorite. Like, you can already just see how much more defined, like his lips, the shadows in his collarbone, just like everything in his face. This one's a little bit similar as well. I don't see a ton of differences when I use these except for like how defined the lips are, which is why I tend to like to use this one. And then if you go down, it'll deepen the skin tone a little bit more. There are subtle differences, so this one, you know, changes the definition in his body or things like that. So there's a ton of different options you can go for. Let's see, what's this one? Yeah, this one looks pretty good. So we're gonna go ahead and go with that one, but I do have some others. They're a little bit more alpha. So yeah, like this Obscura skin overlay, it's a bit more alpha, but it just really, really defines. I feel like I like this one. I do like this one on like a lighter skinned male. Then I also have these ones by Nasuri, another one of my absolute faves that makes some really good ones. And then I even have some stuff for some aging. So these are definitely great. Again, check the file below for anything related to these, but we're gonna go ahead and go with this one. I actually don't have a ton of male skins. Comment down below any recommendations if you guys have any. I am really neglectful of my male Sims, so I don't have a ton because I tend to kind of use the same thing, but you know, it is what it is. So we're gonna go back down, and probably this is the mouth crease section. I'll probably, maybe we can give him some lashes. Do I want to give him, oh, he already has lashes. I forgot I have him in the makeup section. So there's nothing specific. I mean, we could always, I love a good dark upper lip. I feel like that's so realistic, especially for like a darker skinned sim. I really want that, so I think we're gonna go with that one. Oh, I actually do have a few more. These ones are alpha, so as you can see, these are by Northern Siberia Winds as well. They cover a lot of the skin. And then for the skin details for Northern Siberia Wind and a couple of other creators, they might have their own specific section by the time I'm working on him in particular, but I just know that I have nearly all of their collections, so it just would not be realistic for me to link every single thing, but I will figure, you'll see in the file how I managed to figure out how to do that. But yeah, these ones are definitely more alpha, so you can go in and adjust the skin, but ooh la la, look at that. Look at that boy. Ooh, yeah, that is scrumptious, scrumptious. We love it. We're gonna keep our chocolatey boy. We're gonna keep that, but I do love that. But let's go ahead and give him some freckles or some moles or something. That's usually my go-to. I haven't used this Shine mole kit in a while, and this is like a massive collection of different moles, so you can definitely pick and choose, and they just go on a different part of the face, so it really just depends on kind of where you want the mole to be. I love a good cheek mole. I don't know, I love a boy with a good little cheek mole situation, so we're gonna go ahead and go with that. Love that. So again, these cards are what's gonna help kind of maintain that consistency here. All right, now in the dimple section, you know, this is a cosmetic blush, but I love using this on male sims. Like, look at how good and defined it makes his cheekbones, and it just makes male sims look so good. So I actually end up using this a lot for my male sims, and then you can obviously lighten it or darken it. I'm gonna keep it makes a subtle difference, but I'm gonna keep the darkest shade because, you know, we really want it to pop. Oh yeah. Yeah, that looks really good. What's next? All right, now we're on dimple right. I don't think I'm gonna do any eyelids, but I also have like these dimples. These are by Northern Siberia Winds. These are a little bit older dimples from them, but these also look really nice. So they can go higher on the cheek, really depends. And then if you're using one of their like alpha S skins, you can use that. But these ones at the top are for just like an overlay, which I really love because it makes it so that you don't have to worry about any weird, like, you know, coloring or anything like that. But I think his cheekbones look really good. We're gonna keep those boys defined. I don't think I want to do anything with that. What else do we have? Let's see. More contour. We have these like very male specific. These are male specific moles by I think these ones are also by Northern Siberia Winds. They don't really work for darker skins. You can see they're a bit more red moles, so we're not going to be using those, but those are also really nice. I think I'm actually going to go and use some in-game moles as well. These ones come with, I think, is this growing together? I'm not sure, but I just love moles. I think moles just add so much realism to your sim, so I'm going to give him those moles. And then now we can move down to this section. And do we want to add any definition to his nose? I do kind of like that. It gives him like just a subtle, oh yeah, I like that. It gives like a subtle highlight to the tip of his nose. We're gonna go with that. And what else? These are eyelids, some face shadows if you want to add some of those, which I think are really nice. This one adds a nice little shadow to the nose. This adds to different parts of the face, really nice. And then the neck shadow. These all are by Sims 3 Melancholic. And then I have this one. This one I use mostly for female sims, but it does add just a little bit of color to the sim's face. But I think in terms of skin details, I didn't want to go too overboard with him. I think just the subtle things that we've already done looks really good. So moving on to the brow details again, a lot of the skin details, if I didn't mention already, a lot of them come when you download them as a file, come in different sections of the face. So you can see like I have like lower eyelids here. They'll also show up like here. So they will come in different sections. So that's almost in a way to give you the option to layer or have multiple items, which I think is great. So those will come in different sections as well, but I want to add some highlight because our boys, you know, we want them to have a little bit of life too. And I often will always just go for the one in this bottom row here because anything more is like really intense. And I just, you know, I don't want it to be too crazy, but look at that. It adds just a perfect amount of highlight to him, which I think just looks so freaking good. That is probably my favorite by Sims 3 Melancholic. Absolutely love. And then we have some more highlights. I don't think I'll be adding any more highlights to his face. Maybe just like some potential definition. No, it kind of doesn't really need it. It doesn't really make a huge impact. Maybe like a little blush. Give him a little flush. I haven't used this blush in a long time. Do we like it? How do we feel about the blush? I don't know. Comment down below. Blush or no blush? I'm gonna go no blush for now. And then, ooh, I do want to give him a face shout out. Ooh, he just looks like an art piece. Ooh, I love it. Look at that. Ooh wee. All right, Cameron. All right, Cameron. I see you, boy. He looks so good. And then my new favorite thing is adding this lip detail by Northern Siberia Winds. Comes with different like lip line, like this one. This one looks really good. Ooh, I kind of like this one. Yeah, I like it. I like it. Okay. Those are the skin details. Like, look at that. You can see, oh, and he has the body hair on as well. Yeah, looking really scrumptious, really good. I am not the best at making male sims. This is like always so hard for me. So let me know in the comments what you guys think about Cameron and Zara. I think they are both so gorgeous. And honestly, that's like really when I have so much fun. Like, I love doing the presets, I love getting their face together, but once you go in and add those skin details, it is like heaven. And then in the next episode, we are going to go ahead and get into the hairs. That is going to be a task, so it's going to take a lot of time. I have a lot of hairs in my game, but I have been getting a lot of comments about, oh, what do you use in your game, what kind of custom content do you have, like I need your CC list, that kind of vibe. And you know, obviously I can't just upload my custom content mods folder, so I will be linking like my favorite creators, a lot of the different hairs I'll be showcasing. That one might be a little bit different. Comment some suggestions on how you would like that video formatted. Would you prefer me to talk through some of my favorites, or would you just prefer a video where I kind of just go through and showcase a few popular hairs from each creator that I have in my game or something like that? So yeah, give me your suggestions, let me know how to be formatted. And also, if I haven't mentioned, go ahead and head over to my Discord. We're growing a little bit over there. We're already at about 40 members, which is great. So thank you to everyone who's already joined. Probably doing a couple of polls over there to see how you guys would like the next video to be structured. But that's it for this video. Thank you so much. If you liked it and made it to the end, comment down a flower emoji in the chat just to let me know that you're still here. And thank you so much for making it to the end. Subscribe if you haven't already, like the video, comment, and I will see you all in my next one.